so she's more wary about that.
See, Sparkle has a story to go with the pastry thing. She thinks there's something shady going on too, but she thinks they're drugged.
Shady pastry lady.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, if there's a lot of these people are very not open to random people knocking on their door. It probably means that, like, I don't know what she's selling, but like these people probably aren't buying, so I don't know why she's there. It's weird.
It's like we happy few.
Yeah, like what's it all about?
Yeah.
Um,
And she's getting people to open the door for her too. We knock on the door, and they don't even bother to open the door. They look out the window, and that's it. They pretend they're not home.
I think it's just because she's an old lady and we are 100% adventurous. 100%.
There is that.
And we don't have pastries.
There is that.
There is no way that we can be mistaken for anything other than just adventurers.
Well, there's absolutely no way in hell Sparkle's going to eat one of those, but she wants to find out what's going on.
I mean,
she thinks
would it
there's some
really
kind of shady
affect her?
shenanigans going on. I don't know.
Would it like just go right through you? Super gross if it does.
Yeah.
But yeah, how do ghosts?
I just think she'd be able to eat it, but it doesn't have any effect on her. Like she'd be able to eat regular food, but she doesn't benefit from the nutrition of it. I'm not sure. I'd have to ask Pete how he's going to work that. 'Cause
Yeah.
everybody does their undead differently.
So did anyone have specific scenes that they wanted to do with people or any specific topics that they wanted to talk about?
But you said you wanted to talk to Sparkle about
Oh, I
something.
mean, I do, but I didn't want to say that before anyone else said that they had something that they wanted to do.
Oh, I see.
I was just gonna convince Burton to go with her to find the pastry lady before we head out of town.
Oh,
That's no
yeah.
problem.
Well, there's a lot of stuff I want to do in town. I want to finish. It seems like we're so laser focused on getting Irina to safety that we're ignoring all the side quests.
Mhm.
But
So-
I really feel that we need to do those side quests to gain more experience, better gear, and more knowledge before we move on.
So-
Because this is a very unforgiving campaign.
Full disclosure, when you all were in your little huddle in the church, my ass went and closed that door thinking maybe it would trigger something. We'd be stuck in there and have to go down into the basement. I told Pete later, like, damn it, dude. I go, so hoping that, you would have done something with that since everyone's all huddled over there. And I'm like, hey, old man, what's that noise down there? Why don't you hear that shit?
Yeah, I will
Are
say
we?
I will say from what I know of Curse of Strahd and how Pete said he's going to run it, he's still sticking it as milestone based, which means that like that level ups will come based on story based progression. So for instance, getting Irina to wherever we decide to leave her will probably be the next story based progression aspect.
Right. But
Unless we find our ally and all the other stuff sooner than that, which we might.
Also, there's one thing that we've forgotten about. We've been in such a rush and so focused on Irina and her brother that we've forgotten about the Taroka cards.
No, that's what I meant. Our ally and stuff.
Okay. Yeah, we've forgotten about the Vistani and the Taroka cards.
Yeah,
and we need to-
I
we need to
completely
do that.
forgot about that.
That might come up sooner before we deliver Irina, which I think will be another story-based progression if we hit those before we hit Irina. Any of those story-based progression things are considered a benchmark, and once you hit them, then it's a level. So I think hitting those cards / delivering Irina, depending on which comes first,
Right.
will be what does it.
Yeah, I think some of that's going to depend on how Pete wants to play it too.
Also, it
Since
heavily
he's-
depends on our random cards because there's so many cards and so many characters that like I have no idea. Like I've played Curse of Strahd. Full disclosure, I've played Curse of Strahd probably like 5 times. I don't know all the cards and all the allies and all this stuff. So there's no way that I even know what's coming up.
I forgot what card I drew.
It wasn't.
I have it written down.
Yeah. So the cards don't correlate to people, but they correlate to our party as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that I think Sparkle pulled the rogue, which was ironic,
I
but
did,
not
yeah.
necessarily correlated to her. And I think that kind of threw us off. That it's like our cards are correlated to us, which they're not. They're correlated to the party's destiny as a whole.
I think yeah, because I don't think there was one really specific for me, and it confused me because I was like, wait, there's a rogue card, there's this
Yeah.
card, but oh, okay, that makes sense.
That's what was weird about it, is that the rogue pulled the rogue card, but that was completely happenstance. They're not correlated to people,
Well,
they're correlated to our party success.
the other part of the irony that was that Croth drew the Berserker card.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Find the
saying.
Mad Dog's crypt. The treasure lies within, beneath blackened bones.
And I believe, although I could be mistaken, our ally is a wolf.
Yeah, a wolf holds a secret hatred for your enemy. Use her hatred to your advantage.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So we have to find a female wolf. That is
And
our
then-
ally.
Yeah, and mine says rogue is what you seek lies at the crossroads of life and death amongst the buried dead, which lends even more irony to the fact that I just died.
Yeah. So that lets me think that maybe we're looking for an actual fork in the road, or maybe we're looking for
Right.
like a cemetery or / a church where something could be dead / a new beginning.
Right, and then the berserker with the blackened bones. It's at Mad Dog's crypt, so we got to find out who the Mad Dog was.
Yes.
You were just at a cemetery.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
That
Your
church
titties
is not
are so
new beginnings
big.
by any mean. That church is not life. That church is
Yeah.
hollow and dead.
Yeah, there's other churches.
Yeah, we know of the Abbey, and there's probably one in
Right.
Valaki, and
Right.
there's probably a couple along the way. I
Yeah,
would
churches,
imagine.
churches and graveyards are going to play a big part in this campaign just
Yeah.
because of the whole subject.
He
Long
is
noodle
so
kitty.
skinny. Noodle.
He's getting big.
No, I
That
don't-
picture you sent on the picture you posted earlier is tiny, 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 and now look.
I know. In 2
What are
weeks,
you
he's got
feeding that cat?
The teenager.
A little of
half
everything.
a cup of dry food a day and half a can of wet food at night.
There you go.
No, that's too happy. Let me help you. Let me help you, Shiny.
So I know that Cicero wanted to talk with Sparkle, but I don't want to hog that if people had other stuff. That's why I asked.
Myra, at this point, the person she's most keen to get to know better is still the big big scary green lady.
She's great.
Gray. Sorry, I don't know why I keep thinking green. I think it's because of the little figurine on the screen. It's green.
Oh yeah, that
Right.
could be.
Um,
and orcs
She's very
generally.
much gray. I
Well,
actually need to switch that.
Sparkle has a
I need
question.
to-
She's a great girl.
There
I
you
need
go.
to switch out my picture for her.
So
Hi, baby. Hey, are you naked? Okay.
Hashtag mom phrases.
yeah.
No kidding.
So
Hello.
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 Say it again, they can hear you.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, hi.
Hi.
Hello.
They're saying hi back. You can't hear them because they're in my headset. You want to hear them in the headset?
Yeah.
You don't call them.
Hello.
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 Hey, that's my favorite Andrew.
Oh, that smile is wonderful.
Right.
Can you hear cousin Kathy in there?
Yeah, yes.
Hey, honey.
Hey, wait, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. First,
You can say goodnight.
We never know what to say either. It's okay.
today,
No, I said
Good night.
Good night.
Good night,
Have sweet
handsome.
dreams.
That's my tiny human. I love you.
like,
You want to bed?
okay, maybe I'm sometimes
Cutest little boy ever award goes to.
Indeed.
Hey. Hey, Buffy.
All right. So Cicero will pull before we leave the city, which I know that we still have other plans, but
Yeah.
before we leave the city, Cicero will ask Sparkle if
How are you
maybe
doing
step
right
outside to talk for a moment.
now? Maybe I'm not sharing my chips.
I didn't do it. And if I did, there's
Do you
absolutely no
feel
proof at all.
excited that Daddy's gonna read you a book?
Fair enough.
I have a cold, so Sparkle's voice is going to be a little odd tonight. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's not an accusatory thing, Sparkle.
Love you,
I
Jelly
promise.
Bean. Oh, no.
Oh, okay. Then sure.
No, no, they're down to the get you.
But why do we have to go outside?
Not if you mind.
It's a private thing I'd like to talk about.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So go outside. Step outside of Irina and Ismark's door. Cicero like sort of put his head down, sort of
Don't go
solemn.
by the wires.
Okay, good. Um,
Where is he?
never mind. Give me a second.
Where?
What are you doing, boy?
Sparkle's gonna look around outside and see if there's anything going
In-
on.
in
Looking
game,
for shiny
everyone's-
stones or sticks. While she waits.
Okay.
Maya shamelessly has an ear pressed to the corner of a window by the front door. Ah, so cute.
Got the old lady drinking glass up against the wall there.
Pretty much, yes.
So Cicero will sort of hang his head solemnly.
What's
I know I said it before, but I desperately need to apologize to you.
What? Why?
Well, if not for my inaction or ineptitude, you wouldn't have met the fate that you did in the last encounter.
Wait,
Oh, I wish I hadn't unmuted that, but Nico was talking. That was just great. Andrew was giggling the whole time. Drew's going, "I got you. You're coming with me."
That's great. Oh my god. I hope that were we streaming? Are we recording this?
Yes, I'm recording.
Yay! Okay, back to Nico's performance.
So wait. You think that it's your fault that I died?
I
You
do
didn't
think that,
do-
yes.
You didn't do anything wrong. It was the whole being swallowed by the big monster thingy that got me, not you. You did
I
everything you could to protect me. And Cross, too.
I know that, but if I was better with my resources, I could have saved a spell for that encounter, and maybe I could have helped. And
No. Oh, you don't have to apologize. You didn't do anything wrong, Cicero. And if nothing else, we've learned from it.
I know that.
Sparkle gives you a big hug.
Cicero will sort of ruffle her hair.
Right around the kneecap. It's like,
I know. I don't like losing people. I don't handle it well.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that you came back. A little concerned, but happy.
Are you worried about me because I'm undead?
A little.
Like, maybe I'm going to eat your brains in the middle of the night or something?
I'm
Gross.
never worried about my own safety.
No, I am totally and completely in control of everything. I have absolutely no desire to hurt anyone. I'm still me. I'm just not alive anymore. Like, when I died, I didn't feel like I was dead. I mean, I was with you guys 1 second, and the next thing I know, I was in the forest, in the fog, and I could see a hill. And up on the hill, there was these beautiful, beautiful golden gates. So I went up there, and I was standing on my tippiest of tiptoes, trying to pick the lock. And then I hear this big, booming voice from the other side of the fence. And he said, "Salamanca Sparklebane, your time is not yet finished. You have not fulfilled your destiny. You must go back." And then everything swirled around me and the fog closed in again. And I was standing outside of the house. And I was looking at it, and it was shaking, and the shutters were flying open and closed. And I tried to run towards it, but I couldn't move.
Interesting.
But yeah, whoever sent me back, I only saw them for a moment. They were shrouded in darkness, like they wore a dark cloak, and they had a very soothing kind of voice. But I asked who they were, and all he said was, "I'm not done with you yet."
Interesting.
but I'm not under anyone's control or anything like that. I don't have any desire to hurt anyone. I'm still Sparkle.
I'm not worried about that. I'm I'm worried about the fact that how do you move on from here? You have unfinished business,
Yes.
and when that's complete, then you can move on. I don't know this land. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I think it's just like, like you still being mortal. When's your time up? I wonder what would happen if a cleric casts Raise Dead on me. Would it kill me permanently, or would I come back as Sparkle was before?
Well, unfortunately, that power is a bit beyond my level at the moment, and I don't have diamonds at the ready. But if I
Oof.
did, you know I would.
I know you would, and I don't blame you at all for anything that happened. I don't blame anybody but the monster. And he's gone. So, from moving forward, I think part of my destiny is to rid this land of the evil that clutches it. And maybe after that, I move on to find another plane. Or maybe my destiny is to make sure all lands are freed from oppression. Maybe I should become a paladin. What do you think?
I don't know if this land has much in the ways of gods, but
Well, Maya has power. She draws power from gods, right?
right, that's another conversation I'd like to have at some point.
There's an abrupt clink at the window as something bounces that wasn't supposed to.
Oh, I think we're being listened to.
That's all right. I never say anything that's that.
Wait, oh, so you guys are
Damning.
outside?
Yeah,
Yeah, we stepped
I
outside.
never say anything
Right.
that's that damning against me anyway.
At this
The
point, Cross is
best
gonna
thing
walk
is,
over to Maya and just kind of stand behind her as she's got her face pressed up against the window.
you know, teamwork is very important. It gives someone else, it gives you someone else to blame when things go wrong, especially when they're listening in on you.
Since the jig is up, Maya bursts outside and says, "Tell me more about the mysterious figure who said, 'I'm not done with you. I think I know that fucker.'"
Oh, what language? I don't
Hey
know.
guys.
He was shrouded in mist, and he was wearing a dark cloak, so I couldn't see his. I could hear his voice, but it wasn't anybody's voice I've ever heard before. It was a very smooth, subtle voice too, almost like a singer. He had a really nice voice. But the big booming, I think he was the big booming voice behind the gates.
Hmm.
It's a good thing I didn't drop my lockpicks.
True, I still needed one of those.
I have a spare set if you should break or lose the ones you have. And
Well,
we can always make more.
true. Well, I just wanted to say, and I don't mind Maya or anyone else being here for this. Um, I'm sorry. Again, I know you don't think that it's my fault, but I do still hold
not.
myself personally
Well,
accountable.
you're totally forgiven, but you never did anything wrong. So
And
don't punish yourself for something you're not responsible for.
and
If you do something,
I hope
well,
that whatever can put your soul to rest that can help accomplish.
It's working.
well,
Yay!
welcome back,
You can
Kizzy.
hear again.
For some reason, it wasn't working for the first few seconds. Then Nico came back. I don't know what the hell happened.
The Discord gods are frowning on you.
Yeah, it was just like you don't get to hear.
Well, I hope that whatever can be done to put your soul to rest, I will do so to help you. It's the
Well,
least I can do.
as we go along, as I find out more, I'll let you know. As soon as I have a vision or a revelation or something, if whoever brought me back is the kind of power that does that kind of thing,
Mm.
they just might say, "Here you go, you're on your own. See you, bye," which is fine by me. Because I really would have liked to have seen my 24th birthday. Dying at 23 really sucks. And I kind of miss being a gnome. because I can't talk to animals anymore. So when I see the birds and the mice, I just kind of wave at them now.
Well, unfortunately, I also think there's not much way of wildlife around here that's going to be that friendly
No,
to us anyway.
no. Ever since we got here, it was the occasional rat and a couple of birds, but that was it. I
And
mean,
if wolves are actively attacking the Ismarks, that probably means that maybe the wildlife is
that's
not too friendly.
well, that's not natural. I'm sure that they're being controlled by
Yeah.
somebody, probably by. We need to learn more about vampires
We
because
also,
I
yeah,
don't know a lot. What about you, Maya? Do you know anything about vampires?
Yeah, that's not something that exists where I'm from. There's something squiggly with your world. Just the rules, the laws of physics don't seem to want to work, and that seems just be the natural state of your world. So, vampires and gnomes coming back to life and talking to animals, y'all are weird.
Yeah, I think we are a little bit, but that's what makes us interesting, and it's fun
uh,
most of the time.
what was I going to say? Oh, one thing we should also probably avoid going forward.
What?
We should probably avoid one talking about
My undead status?
no,
I said stop talking about where we're going.
correct. Where we are going to be taking Irina, and two, we
Oh
should
yeah,
probably not keep mentioning he who shall not be named because that seems to set people off.
the
It
vampire
really
thing.
does. But can you blame them?
Yeah. So
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine what they've gone through. I was thinking about the priest at the church
mm,
and the fact that he couldn't hear the cries of the person, whoever that was. It's We could hear it because we're not from this realm.
true.
So going forward, I think we're going to be hearing and seeing a lot of things that people of this realm cannot.
Mm,
So we're going to have to be kind of careful about that. Maybe work out like a system of hand signals. Maybe I could teach you guys some thieves' cant and we could work on gestures and signals so we can talk amongst ourselves without actually talking.
yeah, I do think it will probably be a good idea if we are very careful. As I said when we were first coming in, and Canoon and I listened in on a conversation, as it were, but the individual was not being too quiet about it. That he said that there was a failed uprising here not that long
Right.
ago. These people here probably do not have very much faith in anyone that's new.
And they don't have any hope, which
Correct.
is really sad.
So,
People should
so
always
they
have hope.
they also probably do not have any friendliness for individuals that might create more problems for them in the foreseeable future. So
That's true.
which is
Right,
why they
yeah.
probably won't even open the door for us, or
Right.
why they won't let us stay the night. We were lucky that Ismark had a problem that needed a resolution, or else
Yes.
we would have had to sleep out in the streets.
I've done that before.
I
It's
have as
always
well.
better
It
to
is
find
not
an empty
ideal.
house. Yeah, it's always better to find an empty house.
Yeah, and there's probably empty houses here too.
Are we gonna look for that girl that's gone missing?
I have a sneaking suspicion that she's tied to Strahd, considering her mother's reaction to it.
She is
Seriously,
probably dead.
She's also
that would be
possibly
sad.
dead. But if we see her, we know we have her description. From what we've met thus far, there hasn't been anyone named Gertruda, so it's an interesting
Right.
name.
And the fact that she had pretty blue eyes,
Right.
which
She,
I'm sure there are plenty of people around here that have blue eyes.
but she did not. She did not even know when her daughter was taken.
Yeah. I
Concept of time was lost to her.
I think it's
I
difficult if you can't really see the sun to determine how many days it's been.
Yeah, I kind of missed the opportunity to talk with her, but I think if I had been up there, it would have made things worse instead of better.
Yeah. It's
But
tough to determine time if every day is a cloudy, hazy,
yeah,
non-existent, terrible place. Days
yeah,
turn
and
into
in
weeks, which
places,
turn into months, I would assume.
yeah, in places like this, most of the time it's determined by the harvest season,
Mm.
but it seems like the crops have failed, and there's no real effort to renew the harvests. So I imagine they are kind of lost in time.
Yeah, I don't think they have very much way in interest in the way of making